everyone, welcome to my channel. My name is Jonathan, and if you're new here, welcome. So, I hope everyone is doing well, and I figured, doing a little laundry today, and because the sun's out, and it's old-fashioned without a dryer, but Mother Nature is our dryer, so we're very grateful and blessed that the sun is out today. And I wanted to share a reflection. I was listening to a satsang. Satsang means truth in Sanskrit. And if you want, you can find these recorded satsangs on www.ruhanisatsangusa.org, and you can find books on spirituality. So one thing that, shout out to Laura. Thank you, Laura, for encouraging me to make a video like this. So what I heard from in Satsang by Kirpal Singh is that anxiety, the root cause of universal anxiety is universal mental unrest. Now, right now, what we're going through is an awakening, a spiritual awakening. And so one of the hardest things, I think, to do, but there are, practices, spiritual practices such as yoga, meditation. But one of the hardest things to do is to naturally relax. So, on my journey in this life, very grateful that I went through my yoga teacher training with my teacher, Parvati, and because honestly, I don't know where I would be mentally if I didn't have the light, the teachings, the daily yoga and meditation and reading scripture. So I wanted to share this as well, that last night I had a dream. I went, before I went to sleep, I consciously said, if there's something that I need to share or let me know. And so as I was waking up this morning, I got the message, like in my dream and in my message, like waking life, like you're coming out of sleep, right? So I was coming out of sleep, and they said read scripture and make sure that you practice asana today, gentle and restorative, and sing. So I found myself singing this morning kirtan, and it was really lovely, and it was really, really grounding and heart-opening, because that state when you're waking up, you're waking out of sleepiness and grogginess, that in-between state, like waking up. Personally, I don't drink coffee, but I do drink tea. But I don't usually drink tea in the morning, but I would like to start drinking my favorite tea in the morning. But it's important to wake up with a daily practice. And that's why we turn this room into a meditation yoga room, prayer, reflecting. You know, if I honestly, if I don't want to watch the soap operas, you know, that they watch out there, I could always come in here, and I have my own space with the cats, and I'm really grateful for that. Or like if my husband is watching soaps in our bedroom, and then my mother-in-law is watching soap operas in the living room, I can come in here, and I'm very grateful, and make a video, and reflect, and hang out with our cats here. So I wanted to share Spirituality, What It Is by Kirpal Singh. Spirituality, and these are in the words by Kirpal Singh. God cannot be realized outside of oneself, even in the holy places of worship, no matter what their denomination might be. To realize Him, one has to enter into the laboratory of the human body, which, in the truest sense of the word, is the temple of God. Real worship and devotion are purely internal and mental processes, unconnecting with and independent of any and everything outside the human frame. All that is required is purity of mind. With an ethical background, one can worship God anywhere under the blue sky. For the whole world is a vast temple of God, and there is no place without Him, including the specific places of worship described above. In fact, wheresoever devotion kneels in humility, that place becomes sanctified. In the Holy Quran, Al-Bukhar is mentioned, all the universe is His. Turn wheresoever one may, east or west, one would face God, or He is both omnipresent and omniscient. Again, for the ignorant, God lives only in man-made temples, mosques, or churches, but the really awakened find Him only within themselves, the God-made temple of the human body. Al-Nisai Sahib affirmed, "For me, the whole world is a holy mosque. Wherever the fixed time of prayer comes up, my followers may perform their prayers, and then and there. All is holy where devotion kneels." H. O. Wendell. Maghrabi Sahib tells us, "Thy beloved is within thee, but thou art ignorant of it, goest to find him without." From place to place, to go to a mosque in search of one who is the very soul of thy soul, is nothing short of tragic waste of time. The ignorant bow down before a mosque, while the wise are engaged in purifying the mind, which is the throne of God Himself. The former is just sham and tinsel, and the latter is the actual reality. The true Kaaba, or the altar of worship, is therefore the Satguru, a personality in whom the light of God shines. Tulsi Sahib says, "Woe be to thee, O indweller of the God-made mosque, for thou goest for worship to the man-made temple." Kabir Sahib also speaks thus. As Kabir proceeded on a pilgrimage to Mecca, God met him on the way, and He reprimanded him and sternly inquired as to who told him that he was there and not here. Guru Amar Das says, "This body is the veritable temple of God. In it alone shines the light of God." Parbati M3. Christ also stated, "Know ye not that ye are the temple of God, and that the Spirit of God dwelleth in you?" 1 Corinthians 3:16, and then again, ye are the temple of the living God. Roman numeral 2 Corinthians 6:16. Hafiz of Shiraz spoke in the same terms. The object of my going to the temple or the mosque is to unite with thee. O Lord, accept this. There is no idea in it. Again, he maintained, say not that Kaaba is better than a temple. In fact, that place alone is the best where one may witness the glory of his beloved. Guru Gobind Singh, the 10th Guru of the Sikhs, clearly puts it down thus, open quote, there is no difference between a dera and a mosque, between puja, Hindu way of worship, and namaz, Mohammedan form of prayer, as both serve the same purpose. All mankind are one and the same, and the idea of diversity is but a myth. The same God has created the angels and the spirits, and also the Turks and the Hindus, and in fact men of all denominations, the outer variety in mankind, in the result of physiological conditions prevailing in the various parts of the world. Yet all of them are on this same pattern, with similar eyes, ears, bodies, and their physical structure is made out of the 5 elements: earth, water, fire, and air, and ether. Allah of the Muslims and Alak of the Hindus are the names of the same entity. The Puranas and the Quran speak of him alone. In fact, all religions extant on earth point to the same reality. In all scriptures it is said that a search for him in the outside world is of no avail, and it is only through the grace of a master or the Guru that the Lord is made manifest within. All places of worship, wherever these may be, are made of water and clay. When God is omnipresent, why need one seek him in temples and mosques alone? He is right within us, nay, in the very soul of our soul we live, and have our being in him. But this truth dawns only when a Sant Satguru Master Soul helps in bringing it home to us through actual experience. Where shall I go when I see his glory within? The mind saturated in him has no distractions. One day, greatly obsessed, I prepared a sandal paste and started for the abode of Brahma, when the Master told me that he dwelt in the folds of the mind. Wherever I go, I see houses of water and clay, and yet I see thee in fullness in everything. I have searched for thee in the Vedas and the Puranas, and all scriptures repeat the same. Why should I wander elsewhere when thou art right here? O Satguru, I would like to make a holocaust of myself at thy feet, for thou hast saved me from all delusions and snapped all bonds. Ramanand now lives and rests in Brahma. The word of the Master burns to ashes myriads of karmas. Basant Ramanand. Guru Arjan stated, some address him as Ram and some as Khuda. Some call him Gasain, and others Allah. He is the Quran and the Karim, or the Kirpa Dar Rahim. He is the Creator, giving out Hello, I just discovered that I have a pause and a play button. Okay, I just had to make sure that the cat wasn't knocking something over. Okay, where were we? When God is omnipresent, why need one seek him in temples and mosques alone? He is the right within us, nay, is the very soul of our soul, and we live and have our being in him. But this truth dawns only when a Satguru Master Soul helps him bring it home to us through actual experience. Where shall I go when I see his glory within? The mind saturated in him has no distractions. One day, greatly obsessed, I prepared a sandal paste and started for the abode of Brahma, when the Master told me he dwelt in the folds of the mind. Wherever I go, I see houses. This is Zusi. Okay. Wherever I go, I see houses of water and clay, and yet I see thee in fullness in everything. I have searched for thee in the Vedas and the Puranas, and all scriptures repeat the same. Why should I wander elsewhere when thou art right here? O Satguru, I would like to make a holocaust of myself at thy feet. For thou hast saved me from all delusions and snapped all bonds. Ramadan now lives in rest in Brahma. The word of the Master burns to ashes myriads of karmas. Basant Ramanand. Guru Arjan stated, some address him as Ram and some as Khuda. Some call him Gosain and others Allah. He is the Quran and the Kareem, or the Kirpa Dar Rahim is the Creator, giving out merciful glances all the world over. Some go for a bath to the sacred rivers, while others go for Hajj, pilgrimage to Mecca. Some worship him, and some bow their heads in silent adoration. Some engage in the study of the Vedas, and some read sacred books of other religions. Some put on white raiments, and some the blue apparel. Some are called Hindu and others Turk. But O Nanak, one who has known his will by becoming a conscious co-worker with him, he alone may know the mystery of God. Ramkali M5. The sacred lore of the Hindus is in Sanskrit or in Hindi, and that of the Mohammedans in Arabic and in Persian. Guru Granth Sahib of the Sikhs is in Punjabi, while the Bible of the Christians is in Hebrew, Greek, Latin, and English. The various expositions, the commentaries, and annotations of these are in the different languages that were in common vogue at one time or another. All these scriptures, whatever their language, for language counts not with God, simply serve the purpose of creating in us a desire, a yearning, a craving, a longing, a love for God. They are the means and not the end, for God is an unwritten law, and his is an unspoken language. He is beyond all tongues, for none can reach him. No particular tongue has any special merit, for it is just a vehicle of expression and nothing else, so that one may narrate and listen to the loving stories of God. Hafiz therefore beautifully indicates, O Hafiz, in the matter of love there is no difference between Turkish and Arabic or other languages. The tales of love may be narrated in any of the languages that may be known to thee. The various peoples of the different lands are just like so many sons of the same father and flowers of the same garden. Though gifted with different colors and fragrance, living in the lap of the same Dame Nature, and under the same blue canopy, we have narrowed ourselves through petty prejudices and short-sighted vision into various religious sects and orders. Religion, as the word literally implies, is a way back, or relinking with the source. Instead of vouchsafing liberation, religion has, like the proverbial blanket bear, taken a hold of us in its iron grip, from which it is not possible to escape. To explain the proverbial expression blanket bear, a bear was swimming down a river. When a man standing on the bank